when I was working for Shasta, I used to buy uh, soaps and cleaners and lubricants and stuff from a salesman named Murray Pettipain. And Murray brought his boss along, who was Leonard Stern. And at that time, Leonard was the vice president. And we really liked each other. Leonard was working out of Dallas, but he was originally from New Orleans. So we really got to be good friends. He told me if I ever wanted a job to call him, that being I used all these products, I would be a good salesman. Anyway, I got on the phone and called Leonard Stern. And that was in March of 1979. And Leonard told me to go to the Delta Airlines and they'd have a ticket waiting for me. So I went over there, picked up my ticket and flew to Dallas. And Leonard started me the next week. In Chemsearch, when we started there, we went on a full week of training. They taught us cold calls, they taught us all about products, and they took us around to the different departments and showed us how the products were made, so that when we got out in the field, we were really very knowledgeable about what we were selling and what we could do to help customers. And I think that's what made me as successful as I was. All the training that Chemsearch put us through, and when you work for Chemsearch, you felt like family. We sold about over 450 different products. So there was not a place that we could call on that we didn't have something for them. We sold all types of aerosols, lubricants. I did water treatment. I used my engineer's license to help kind of impress some of the customers that when I was doing that water treatment that I knew what I was doing. So it made it a lot easier to get a water treatment account. I also did a lot of grounds maintenance, football fields. I sold a lot of weed killers and specialty products that I had to have a license and go to Baton Rouge and be tested and get that license to sell controlled chemicals for in the state of Louisiana. Okay, my territory included New Orleans, Plaquemine, St. Tammany, Jefferson Parish. I went down as far as Violet, Louisiana, all the way down to the tip of Venice. Well, working in the New Orleans area, and then I think that running the soft drink plants and understanding maintenance and gearboxes and water treatment, which we had water towers and everything in the plants that I ran, it just made it really easy to talk to people. And actually, when I started talking to them and sold them a product that they never even heard of, they wanted to know how fast I could get it shipped to them. But actually selling the products was really fun. And anytime you're doing a job that's fun, it's very easy. Well, like I said, Leonard was the one that hired me, and he was the vice president, and he was always my boss. So I worked for Leonard for a few years, and then he transferred me over to Randy Holder. And it was very nice that he flew, Randy and him both came down there and introduced me to Randy and asked me if it was okay that Randy could be my manager. And I just thought that was a really neat deal. Randy turned out to be really a great manager too. And I was very happy to have him. He taught me a lot, and he was a fun guy to work with, and he helped me out with anything that I needed. And he actually contributed to the part that got me to earn one of the highest awards, was the Inner Circle. Starting with Chemsearch in March, well, I only had a few more months to go before that year was going to be over with. But I was lucky enough to even make my award the first year. And I was very proud of myself that I was able to do that. And then the next year, I was made the Hall of Fame. And then I made the Hall of Fame for the next 18 or 20 years, whatever it was. I just enjoyed getting up and going to work every day, and most of my customers actually turned in to be friends. And then, of course, you had to go make those cold calls. And I always tell everybody, I used to always have to do that four-letter word that nobody liked, and that was work. You have to start in the morning and work all day and come home in the evening. And if you do that faithfully, you win every award that they have. Every year that you were with the company, you always had to have a little bit more than you sold last year. If you had a little increase each year, you got to win certificates, you got to win such things as maybe a little ring with a diamond in it, or you got to win a trip or something. The company always rewarded you for doing better. And of course, that's what all sales is about, doing it a little bit better every year. You can't do the same thing every year or go backwards. You have to go forward. The main thing is opening new accounts all the time, because you're going to lose some accounts and you're going to have more accounts than the ones you lose. Unfortunately, that's the way things go. Of course, on all these award trips that I went on, I was fortunate enough to bring my beautiful wife, Linda Cook. And she loved the trips. So she would make sure that I get up and start out early every morning so that I could win another trip the next time and the next time. The company is a great company. I just say that the years went by too fast. Well, in 1983, I was lucky enough to marry my wife, Linda Cook, and at that time I was doing pretty good with the company, and we started making trips together, and every time I made a good sales increase and reached the goals that the company set, we were able to go on a number of trips. We must have made 20, 30 trips. I don't know, but it was a lot of them. I made numerous Hall of Fame goals, and then I was able to reach the inner circle. And Linda liked that very much, especially when they flew us to Dallas and picked us up with a limousine and brought us to the plant, and everybody was outside. 200 or 300 people came down to clap and welcome us into the inner circle. And Randy Holder was there, Leonard was there, Jim Freeberg, and even my buddy William Davis came down. He flew up from Brownville, Texas, and had to come in to wish me good luck on the inner circle too. It was a very pleasant trip and very, very humble. I enjoyed it very much. I want to elaborate a little bit more of when I was fortunate enough to win the Inner Circle Award. Got to have lunch with the Levy brothers. These are the brothers that actually were with the company when I first got hired. Unfortunately, all three of them have passed away since then. And their sons are all running the company and doing a great job. But anyway, at that time, I got to have dinner with them with my wife. And that night, that we stayed at the Westin Hotel, and they had a limousine pick us up and bring us to the plant. We stayed in a beautiful suite. I mean, everything was really, really first class. So, and it was one of the more memorable parts of my life, other than marrying my wife, Linda B. Cook. The company is really, really great about helping you win the awards. They set the goals a little bit higher every year, and you had to reach those goals if you wanted to win the trips. And they would keep up on you and tell you whether you were on target or you wasn't on target or you were close to your target. But all you had to do was work hard and you would reach that target every year. Then you get to take your wife on all these trips with you, and the company was very good about that. Some of the places that we traveled was Vail, Colorado. We went about 6 times. Breckenridge, Colorado, 4 or 5 times. Went to Hawaii, a couple of trips. In fact, the time we had gone to Hawaii, Linda and I took a Alaskan cruise, and at the end of the cruise, we flew straight to Hawaii, and that was a kick. Anyway, we went to Squaw Creek, California, Lake Tahoe, California, Cabo St. Lucas we went twice, Cancun, Acapulco, and every one of these trips included a 4-star hotel, spa treatments, tours, and wonderful dinners, and a lot of sales meetings. Okay, looking back after all of these years of working, it seems like it went by so quickly. It doesn't seem possible that the years could have gone by that fast. They must hide themselves because I can't find them anymore. It's been a good ride, and I've enjoyed all the years that I worked. Of course, I can only remember all the good things. You might think about the bad things at the moment, but they don't really last. You might hit a few rough spots in the road, but they don't really last either. And if you find out as time goes by, everything always works itself out. I look forward to having a lot of fun because work was a lot of fun. Everything you do, whether you work or play, make it all fun. Because if it's not fun, it's not worthwhile doing.